Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Welcome back to another live episode of Epic Drone Show. Epic Drone Show episode number 17. Now today you notice my studio is kind of in a state of disrepair. I'm working on some new equipment and also redoing some of the lighting. So I'm not in the typical high class set today, but that doesn't have anything to do with content. Stream Alexander is tuned in. Welcome aboard. It says, it seems that I have a lot of questions to ask when I come live. I forget them all. Hey, that's a common problem, man. And you know what I do? I take my, and this isn't for questions, but it's for videos. I have my smartphone, and I have a Notes app in it. I just use the iPhone. I use the Notes app. And throughout the day, as I think of topics, I jot them down. And then I never forget. I just kind of go through a pre-written laundry list of everything. So, yep, Greg is correct. I do have my Coca-Cola, that American beverage, and so we got a lot of good stuff. Something I wanted to throw out first of all, and let's chat about everything. Welcome aboard, Jason. And everyone, this is a live show. If you're watching this at 5:55 p.m. New York City time, it's a live show. And after the show concludes, you'll be able to find it and all the previously recorded episodes on epicdroneshow.com. But something that was quite interesting, and I don't know if y'all have stumbled upon this, I will call it a rumor at this point, but there's a rumor, because I haven't dug in and done my due diligence to see if it's verifiable, but there's a rumor that DJI may have acquired a company by the name of Hasselblad, and I'm going to type it here because it's kind of hard to spell, and then we'll kind of chat about that. I think I spelled that. Yeah, that's correct. So Hasselblad or however you say it, if you're not familiar with it, it is an ultra high-end camera manufacturer. I mean, we're talking, they make, big name camera companies like Sony look cheap. I mean, the cameras are super expensive. A lot of them are. But Hasselblad is just an ultra high-end camera. And the rumor that's floating around the internet is that DJI may have acquired Hasselblad. Now, if they did that, there's a couple ways. There's several ways that one can look at this. Number one, it could signal that DJI is ultra serious about ultra high-end video and photo quality for their drones. I mean, they're already good. I love the Phantom 4. It's my favorite drone on the market today. Reliable, works really well. But looking at it from the photographer's perspective, someone that may have had the budget and the level of success to shoot with Hasselblad gear, they may be kind of questioning, well, why is this company that's only been around for a few years acquired, my bread and butter, my top camera brand? So looking at it from that perspective, it may raise some uncertainties. But I think for drones, hopefully what it won't do, hopefully it won't increase the price of DJI drones. Hopefully that's not the direction they're heading, to price themselves out of the Joe and Jane Bob type hobbyist market, like the majority of us probably are. I mean, we're just having a good time going out flying a drone, enjoying the video and the photo quality. But it's interesting to say the least. What scares me, though, is that any time a manufacturer, whether we're talking about technology or vehicles or whatever, anytime a manufacturer acquires another company, then they feel obviously financially obligated to use that company's product. So again, from a price perspective, it is something that could potentially boost the cost of DJI drones in the future. Hopefully that won't be the case. I'm a Sony guy. I like Sony. Sony cameras can produce very high-end results, and they're expensive, but they're not insanely expensive for the average consumer. And I'm afraid that if they divorce, for lack of a better word, they divorce Sony, and then they go after Hasselblad, hopefully that's something that's not hopefully that won't become an exclusive relationship for DJI going forward. Hopefully they won't say, we're doing Hasselblad only, and we're not going to use Sony components anymore. Because if you look at the current cameras, if you look at those things that are called Exmor-based cameras, looking at your Phantom 3 Pro, looking at your Phantom 4, Phantom 4 Pro, Exmor-based, Exmor, to my understanding, is a Sony-based technology, a Sony-type sensor, and they work really well. I mean, if you're into image quality and good color saturation, this, that, and the other, that's part of the reason why we're seeing such high-quality performance from the DJI drones, from a video and photo perspective. Stream says, hopefully it will drop the price, cutting the middleman out. We all know that's not going to happen. Yeah, I will say, and something that came up on a live show the other day was a question about, why is DJI not a publicly traded company? These are smart business people. I mean, they're all about it. They realize they've got a technology, and they're the best in class, and they can do whatever they want to do. So, what's interesting, it's interesting, but it's also scary concurrently, is that, they are the best in class, but I just hope they don't become too greedy and try to just, get so high end that they cut out your average hobbyist. Now, the flip side of that, again, is that if the acquisition of Hasselblad is not just a rumor, if it's actually legit, it could be a situation where they could potentially lessen the quality of Hasselblad. Again, if you're not familiar with Hasselblad, it's a camera manufacturer is ultra high end. I mean, it's out of my reach. It's out of my reach financially. It's probably out of the reach of a lot of people, unless you're a serious, hardcore, ultra successful, ultra profitable photographer and or videographer. But it's interesting. Greg says, see, DJI gave a thank you to Apple in Apple's latest MacBook Pro commercial. Interesting. I'll have to check that out, man. I didn't even see that. Colin Russian Force says, Luciana and Colin here in Liverpool, United Kingdom. I love your show, especially those on Phantom drones. Happy 2017. Happy 2017 to you too, man. And the United Kingdom over there in Europe, that's a place that I want to go to sometime soon. Are they still pretty drone friendly? If IrixGuy came over and he popped his drone out in a safe and responsible location, would I get arrested or ticketed or what? Greg says the features the Mavic Pro. Oh, they feature the Mavic Pro. Gotcha. Well, and that's interesting. Yeah, I love the design, and actually I've got another Mavic Pro coming. I think my first unit, it was kind of, I don't know if it was 100% correct, because I never could achieve what I felt was high quality focus. And it's, again, I had the most current firmware, the most current app, the DJI Go app that you download separately. But yeah, I love the Mavic Pro design, and I love the ultra portable and ultra lightweight form factor of it. So it'd be interesting to see a relationship between DJI and Apple. I mean, it's again back to this Hasselblad, this alleged DJI Hasselblad acquisition. That can signal a lot of exciting things, because if you're looking at a company like Apple, Apple's all about best in class. I mean, they're a design company. They're a product. The way that the product performs, they care about that. The software interface as well as the physical design of the products. I mean, they're all around, and it's what makes me think, if this alleged acquisition is true, DJI may be positioning themselves to try to dethrone someone like an Apple in the future. And I'm not saying I'm not going to say DJI is necessarily going to get into the laptop and desktop computer business, but if you free your mind into thinking about what could happen, you've already seen DJI. They had a drone. We didn't have a camera. You had to use a GoPro. And then they said, you know what? We're going to create a camera for our drone. They created the camera for their drone. And then they said, well, we don't want anybody else to be able to attach their camera to our drone when they came out with Phantom 2 Vision Plus. And from that point forward, we've seen DJI drone with DJI camera. And now DJI said, well, we're not just going to do the camera and the drone. We're going to do the touchscreen interface as well. Phantom 4 Pro Plus, touchscreen interface. Well, what would be next? You can edit. People can perform, I would say, novice level edits within the DJI Go app. But what if they want to perform professional video edits? That would open the. That would seem to suggest that the DJI would need to enter the hardware business, the laptop computer, the desktop computer. Maybe they come out with a very well integrated computer that its sole purpose is editing drone footage that was captured with the DJI drone, and that would seem to make sense. And the acquisition of Hasselblad, being a camera that, again, is ultra high end, if they can have the best in class camera, what's next? They probably don't care about Apple. They want to beat Apple. They want to create a desktop and or laptop video editing platform that will provide them with a superior product. And I would see that coming next. I mean, they've already said, we're not just a drone company. We're a drone company, we're a camera company, we're a tablet company. It would only seem to make sense. Greg says Apple doesn't share, they would buy out DJI. Yeah, Apple's got a lot of money. Colin says, and he's talking about the United Kingdom. He says they love drones here. You will have no problems here, although 2 occasions I had the police helicopter circling my drone, but it was fine once it was brought down. Wow, that sounds exciting. Stream says, have you used Sony PS4 controller for any of your drones? I'm actually in the middle of testing it out on my Parrot Bebop. Actually, I haven't, but that seems really cool. I love the tactile feel and the size of the PlayStation 4 controller. Russ says, with the integrated Android monitor, aren't they now getting into hardware? Oh, definitely. Yeah, they've gotten into hardware. And what's interesting, if you look at the specs on paper of the Phantom 4 Pro Plus that comes with the integrated screen, and again, I haven't gotten my hands on the Phantom 4 Pro Plus yet, but on paper, it's supposed to be such a good display, an integrated display, that you shouldn't have to use a sunshade like you do with other devices, third-party devices that you attach to your DJI Phantom controller. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Again, where DJI is heading. Do they want to take everyone out? Do they want to take Final Cut Pro and Apple with their Final Cut Pro video editing tool, which is what I use? Do they want to provide a better in-house solution that we can use? To be determined. Club Ramos says, Happy New Year, IrixGuy. I fly the Phantom 4 myself. Love the quality. I believe DJI will stay in a reasonable price range for serious hobbyists. I hope they do, because if they try to go, and the thing that scared me initially when they first announced, and I don't know if y'all watched it or whatever, but when they first announced the Inspire, and they had the Mythbusters, the show on Discovery Channel, really good show, by the way, but they had the 2 main guys from that, and they came out and they put on this dog and pony show when they launched the Inspire, and it scared me because I'm like, are they going to go bigger, more expensive drone? Are they going to discontinue their bread and butter, the DJI Phantom? And so far that hasn't been the case, and hopefully that continues to be the case. And hopefully by the introduction of Mavic Pro and upcoming drones, we'll see further refinement of a smaller and more lightweight drone technology. Something you can easily travel with and still capture that ultra smooth and ultra high quality 4K or better video. Stream says, Colin, did you bring down the drone or did the cops take it down? Yeah, that's a good question. Larry says, just flew my Phantom 4 Pro for the first time. I did not calibrate and everything was perfect, including horizon. Do I need to calibrate every time? Also, will iPad Pro be any better than my older iPad Air. So great questions there. My rule of thumb is that if I change, before my maiden flight, always calibrate to better ensure that everything's properly calibrated. I never assume that anything from the factory is calibrated. When I move, again, when I relocate geographically, always calibrate to make sure that everything should run optimally. As far as device is concerned, it's a matter of your style of drone use. For me, I use an iPod Touch, the one that you can find on 400orbelow.com. It's a cheap device. The one that I use, it's a small screen. It's light from a travel weight perspective, very small, easy to pack in with other gear. When I'm flying, I'm using that device for the sole purpose of ensuring that what I'm trying to video is in the camera's field of view. So I'm not flying FPV. Obviously, a larger screen such as an iPad Pro, you would see, it would be a bigger screen. It's like, if you're a television viewer, do you want to watch television on a let's say an Apple Watch, a really small screen, or would you rather watch it on a 65-inch Ultra HD TV? Obviously, if your eyes are on that glass more, the bigger screen is going to be a better value in my opinion. But that's my answer for your question. Simone says, did you hear the problem with the Karma drone was the battery was prone to coming loose, causing loss of power? Nick Woodman, GoPro CEO, said it would be fixed within a couple of with a bit of tape. Interesting. I did not hear that. Nate Sarag again with his, you got to wait for the 2000 nit screen. The one you can get now is nice, but it's only 1,000 nits. Can you imagine what 2,000 is going to be like? So what Nate Sarag's talking about, if you're not familiar, Phantom 4 Pro, there's two versions. There's Phantom 4 Pro. It's just like the previous Phantoms. Bring your own device, Android device, Apple device, whatever. But the Phantom 4 Pro Plus comes with the integrated screen that's made by DJI. And what Nate Sarag's saying is that the one that comes with Phantom 4 Pro Plus is not yet the the latest and greatest. They're allegedly coming out with one that's double the nits, so double the quality. So even though the one that comes with Phantom 4 Pro Plus is touted to be able to be used in in sunny conditions without having to deal with the sunshade and all that, the other one's supposed to be better. And if you look at drones, when you look at Phantom 4 Pro, it's almost like in the Apple ecosystem, it's almost like an S. If you look at iPhones, you got, for example, you got iPhone 6, and then you get iPhone 6S, and then you get iPhone 7. It's kind of like a intermediary step. So I'm like you. I'm excited for what's next. I'm excited for the Phantom 5. Jimmy Buffett band. Now, is this the real Jimmy Buffett band? If that is really... No, I don't think so. Hey, mate, all the best for 2017 and many safe flights. Is the Phantom 4 Pro capable to facilitate two controllers? One pilot and one camera operator. I don't think so. But again, I haven't tested it. I don't think so, though. Oh, wait. Actually, I may be incorrect. Because I think there's and I haven't tested it, but I think there's a way to I think with the Mavic Pro, and I didn't test it with that either, I think there may be a way to view what's going on. Let me research that. I haven't done it, but let me check that out. Colin Russian Force says, much time for my wife Luciana to save and buy me a Phantom 4 Pro Plus next Christmas. Hey, there you go, man. Jason says, I use a 9.7 iPad Pro and don't get any lag and the picture is great. Yeah, that's a cool device, man. Stream says, my Note 7 has a very bright screen, and I haven't had any problems looking at my screen with the sun out. Hopefully it just don't explode while operating my drone. Yeah, yeah. Watch out. Don't try to get on an airplane with that tablet, or that device, rather. The last time I was flying, I think I was flying to, I think it was St. Bart's, and when I got on the plane, they're like, Now, if you have and they name the device, they're like, you're not allowed to have that device on the plane. I didn't have one, but yeah, be careful if you're using that device. Jake says, my Phantom 3 Standard is great, and I get why the Phantom 4 is so much more, but not the Phantom 3 Pro is. Honestly, between Phantom 3 Pro and Phantom 4, as I had mentioned previously within videos, the 4K 30 video quality difference is negligible at best. When you look at the build quality, the physical build quality of the drone, you'll probably notice that Phantom 4 is greatly superior. It's got a more solid build quality. It's got a more integrated gimbal. It seems to be better made, in my opinion. But if you strictly look at the video in 4K 30 between the two, it's hard to distinguish. That was my experience, at least. Colin Russian 4 says, I brought the drone down fast from around 500 feet as the police stayed watching until I had it down. That's interesting. They must not, in some countries, they often have a 400-foot recreational ceiling, so that's interesting. Stream says, your next live show, let us see the drones you had. Nate Sarog says, what is a gray frame with the black box attached to it up against the wall behind you? Oh, those are softbox lamps. When you watch my normal live show where I've got the chroma key and I've got the background that I superimposed, what those do, they light the wall so that the chroma key effect is more convincing. Now, obviously today I'm just in front of my studio computer because I'm doing some retooling of my studio. So, but yeah, when you're watching my shows where I've got the beach in the background or whatever, those are assisting with the quality of that. Mark says, can you use the Phantom 4 Pro Plus controller with the Phantom 4? I don't think so. I think that was a question that I saw asked somewhere else, and I don't think that's the case. Now, obviously, I think if someone bought the Phantom 4 Pro and then they decided that they wanted to have the integrated screen, I think they may be able to buy the Phantom 4 Pro Plus controller by itself and then connect that Phantom 4 Pro Plus controller to their Phantom 4 Pro that they purchased with a standard controller. I think that's an option, but I don't think that would work with Phantom 4. I may be wrong, and there may be a hack. Who knows? I haven't attempted it. So, yeah, good stuff. A lot of excitement coming to. Nasty Thug says, everyone thumbs up this video so we can grow this channel. Hey, man, mad support, dude. Yeah, if y'all can thumbs up, share, retweet, send it out on your Twitter, send it out on your Pinterest, your Facebook, your Google+, whatever social media you use. If you can do it, it would really help. Oh, this black box. Yeah, the black box thing right there. I see what you're talking about. Right in front of the outlet. That's an ab roller because I'm trying to part of the channel. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff. I like to eat a lot and I like to, drink high quality beverages. But one of the components is trying to keep my gut somewhat small. So that's an ab roller. It's actually pretty cool. I used to be really hardcore into working out. Was a bodybuilder actually, and the standard crunches that one may do, with your hands behind your head, those work quite well. But the ab roller is an assisted. It's an assisted ab workout device, so I can get down on the floor. I'll demonstrate it in an upcoming show. I don't have the studio is not set up like I want it to be with my multiple. I'm working on, and I'll go ahead and throw this out there. I'm working on a multi-camera studio. So when we're doing this live show, the computer I'm on now is kind of the control room. But in the future, I'll have multiple cameras mounted at multiple places within this studio, and I'll be able to push camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, etc. So when we're talking about a drone, I'll be able to go over to the table and say, okay, let's look at it close up. Or if I want to be face on video, I can get on another computer. If I want to enter a virtual set, I can get on another computer to do that. So it's an interesting. It's going to be an interesting setup. But that's something I'll add to my to-do list for an IrixGuy live show that's coming up, or an epic drone show, is that I'll show y'all how I do. And again, I'm not a fitness instructor, I'm not a doctor, but I'll show y'all how I do my crunches with that thing back there behind me that's against the wall. Let's see. Bill Farham. Bill said, wow, I made it before it was history. Very cool. Club Ramos says, are you still a hobbyist, or have you acquired the commercial license to sell footage to, say, real estate companies or corporations? I'm highly considering this for extra income. Club Ramos, great question. Actually, I do. I'm an entrepreneur, so I run multiple companies. A lot of them are startups. A lot of them are more mature in the longevity that they've been, within their longevity rather. So I like to stick the drone thing for me. I like to have a good time with it. So it is with that said, it's a huge business opportunity for people at an international level if they want to dabble with something that's new, and the big players have not yet fully saturated the market. So for that reason, I think if you're interested in it, definitely check with your country, see what you may have to do, and hey, with any startup, expect to lose it all, dude. Expect to lose it all, but learn from your failures and also learn from your successes. So I think it's a great opportunity. Again, this channel, I keep it hobbyist oriented. This channel, 400orbelow.com, IrixGuy.com, all of this are ways that I relax when I'm between my multiple jobs, my multiple entrepreneurial startups and businesses that are actually performing quite well. So that's my answer for that. The stream says LMAO at the ab roller. Yeah, there's Sean Coonery back there checking it out now. He's like, man, he's got to lose weight. He weighs about 25 pounds, Maine Coon cat. Big Maine Coon cat. So, see what we got here. Jimmy Buffett tribute band in Australia. Thanks for taking the time to broadcast these shows, awaiting the arrival of my Mavic Pro. What are your thoughts about the Mavic? Actually, I'm going to have another Mavic coming. My first Mavic, I wasn't super impressed, but I'm going to give the technology the benefit of the doubt, and then I will. I'm going to revisit it and see if I can achieve optimal focus. With my first Mavic Pro, even with the current firmware and the most current DJI Go app, the one that's a separate download, I never could achieve satisfactory focus. It didn't look as good as my Phantom 3 Pro or my Phantom 4. But I've seen a lot of videos online where it did look as good or better. So I'm going to get another shot. And that's cool. You say you're a tribute band in Australia. Actually, I saw Jimmy Buffett. I was in a place called Gulf Shores, Alabama. It's on the southern tip of Alabama, and it was right after the BP. I don't know if you remember the BP, the British Petroleum oil spill. He did a benefit concert. Jimmy Buffett did a benefit concert that was right on the sand in Gulf Shores, Alabama. So I was in attendance, and that's the hottest I've ever been in my life. There were thousands of people right on the sand. Hottest summer in several years in that area. But it was an awesome show, and he was passing out. I forget the name of his beer. It's kind of like a Corona, but it's his take on it. I'm losing my mind thinking about it. But yeah, a really cool concert, man. If you ever get a chance to meet him, man, he's actually in St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands quite a bit. And he just opened a new there's a new Margaritaville resort in St. Thomas that's created by Jimmy Buffett. So he's down there quite a bit. That's really cool. John says, have you made other Mavic comments? Sorry I got here late. What about the future of focus at startup for that workaround? So with my Mavic Pro, and again, I'm going to get another one. I wasn't satisfied with the first one. But, initially out of the box, I didn't realize that I had to install a separate DJI Go app. My assumption at that point in time is that, you just download the update and you've got the most current DJI Go app. And that's not the case. When Mavic Pro came out, DJI released another DJI Go app, and if you're an Apple user, an iOS device user like I am, I use my iPod Touch, you've got to do a separate download to get the DJI Go app that's the most current. And it's supposed to, when you turn when everything's up and running and you hear a little beep beep like that, your Mavic Pro is supposedly autofocusing. Now, with the most current app version, the most current firmware, I never could achieve what I felt was acceptable focus. Now, again, I'm going to go with the assumption that maybe my Mavic Pro that I had, maybe the camera was semi-defective, and I've got another one coming. But it was disappointing. And I know there's another way you can do, supposedly you can do a long, instead of a short tap to autofocus, there's supposedly a long tap that you may be able to do now that may cause the Mavic Pro to continuously autofocus. So I don't know if y'all have tried that out yet. Engine John says, what do you think about the Karma being relaunched as early as next month? Honestly, the Karma's off my radar. As much as I hate to say that, when the Karma was first announced and people were speculating that GoPro may release a flying mount for their highly successful GoPro line of cameras, I was beyond ecstatic, and I felt confident that GoPro was going to release something that would be out of this world. And in their minds, they were. You know, they were going to create the first foldable drone, smaller, more lightweight. You know, something that was more portable than the DJI Phantom. At that point in time, the best-in-class drone, without a doubt. GoPro did deliver, and they didn't just give... Sean Kuhner, you're going to have to move, man. We got a live show going on here. GoPro did not just deliver the drone. They delivered a mount for their highly successful action cameras. And then they said, well, you know what? If you're not in the air, you can use this GoPro Karma grip and you can handhold it and you can achieve drone-like footage on the ground. Everything was very well executed. It looked great. I mean, it was. I was beyond excited, and I couldn't wait to get it. And I was one of the lucky few. I think I was probably among the first 2,500 people to get a production, again, emphasis upon production version of the GoPro Karma. But shortly after I received it and flew it a few times, it was recalled because of a potential safety issue. But the experience I had was, you know, put the GoPro Karma recall out of the picture here. The experience I had was less than satisfactory. The drone seemed to be very well made. It did fold. It did come with a nice backpack. It was more portable than a Phantom 4. But since I film everything in 4K, when I attached my GoPro camera, the GoPro Hero 5 Black, I couldn't do 4K 30 and eliminate the fisheye. There's a setting you can use on your GoPro Hero 5. It's called linear mode, and that flattens out the image, eliminates the fisheye. If you look at a GoPro video, it kind of looks like you're in the best way to describe it, you're in a ping pong ball and you're looking around. That's not insulting GoPro in any way. But when you're in the drone and you've got a 4K camera and you've got fisheye effect, where you really notice it, like if you're looking at the horizon, if you're at a safe and responsible altitude, let's say 100 feet, and you look at the horizon, you'll notice it has an exaggerated curvature. That's fisheye. It's less than optimal for aerial footage, in my opinion. So for that reason, I did not like the GoPro Karma drone. Now keep in mind, they may release a future GoPro that may eliminate fisheye, and that's one of the beauties of the GoPro Karma is that it has a modular camera design. So if they come out with a new camera that's as good or better than, say, a Phantom 4 Pro, then you could attach it, but still the size and weight advantage that it offers is in comparison to a Phantom 3 Pro or Phantom 4 or Phantom 4 Pro, there's not much difference when you're traveling with it. Sure, it's not as tall. It does fold up. It's a little bit more compact, but there's not a huge difference. When you compare GoPro Karma to DJI Mavic Pro, the difference is night and day. The Mavic Pro is so much smaller, so much more lightweight, a more professional build quality, in my opinion. It just knocks it in the dirt. So it's again, GoPro Karma. If they do release the GoPro Karma after the recall, I'm not interested at all. My hope was that after the recall, GoPro would have hopefully discontinued the Karma 1 and said, you know what, this is a failure. We acknowledge it. We meant everything that we had the best of intentions. We put a lot of R&D into this. We spent a lot of money. But, sometimes it's better to walk away with a small loss than to try to prolong failure. And I think that's what, if they do put it back on the market, it's not going to be a good thing for them. I think they need to say, our Karma grip works, our Hero 5 camera series are good. They're not as good as they should have been. They should have had 8K. They should have had 4K 60. They should have had something better than they came with. But they're still a step forward from the previous model GoPro Hero 4 line from the perspective that they're somewhat water resistant without an external housing. So that's an advantage. GoPro needs to step back and analyze their mistakes. And they need to say, do we care to become to Bobster said, actually, that's a really good guess. It's just a Coca-Cola. I love black and tan, by the way. Stream says, Cooncat definitely eating right. Does he get a Coke a day as well? Oh, man, he gets so much food, it's not even funny. Jimmy Buffett Band says, I met Jimmy a couple of times. Really nice guy. I saw that show at Gulf Shores. The beer is Landshark Lager. You got it, Landshark, yep. I've still got, I don't have it on today, but I've still got the shirt. The blue, it was a light blue colored shirt, said Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefers Band, whatever on the back had the dolphins on it. I've still got my concert shirt from his free concert in Gulf Shores. That was a really cool show. Jacob says, hi, Irix. I was able to fly my Mavic in Oahu. Very nice. Hawaii. Very cool. After the president left. Yeah, that's important. Temporary flight restrictions. I'm uploading my footage right now. Should be live any minute. Very cool, man. I love Hawaii. I'll have to check out those videos. Let me see if I'm subscribed to your channel, dude. Yep. I got you a sub, so I'll check it out. That'd be really cool. Stream says, can you share Jacob's channel? Who's Jacob? Do you have a link? Oh, the Jacob that commented, that commented about a Wahoo video, that just commented. Let me see if I can get a link to his channel here, and I'll share it in the thing. Be just a second, y'all. I got to copy and paste this link. Nasty Thug says, again, everyone thumbs up this video so we can grow this channel. Definitely. It's all about growth. I'm not part of a multi-channel network. This is an independent channel, and it's viewers like you and everyone here. When you share, when you like, when you comment, it doesn't have to be just online. You're out in reality. You're on an elevator. You're walking down the street. Check out youtube.com/IrixGuy. You like drones? You like drones, huh? Check out epicdroneshow.com. Drive them my way, because this is not an easy venture for an individual. I enjoy it, but I want to grow it. So that means a lot to me, dude. Let's see here. Bobster says, maybe you should look at the new Walkera Vetus. I'm gonna check. I haven't even heard of that. Let me look. Let me Google that. The name sounds kind of cool. I have to check that out. I haven't looked at it yet, but what I have looked at, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but at CES, Consumer Electronics Show 2017, it's going on out in Las Vegas in the United States. That the new drone from Autel Robotics, and again, it's all on paper, but it looks absolutely incredible. So, I'm excited to see that, and hopefully it'll be, hopefully it's not all hype, because it looks like it could be really good, especially with a 1-inch sensor camera, also a 360 camera option, and a FLIR, F-L-I-R camera option as well. There's a lot of rumors surrounding it. Again, all rumors, haven't got my hands on it. Bill said lost the feed, or hair or something like that in front of one of the sensors. Just something to check out there. Also, have you updated the firmware? I'm just kind of shooting in the dark, dude. Bobster says, Colin Russian Force, you need to step up to the Phantom 4 Pro. Phantom 4 Pro is good. The only complaint I've had with Phantom 4 Pro is the intermittent video stutter, where it does blip, blip, like that when I'm doing 4K 60. And hopefully it's something that's firmware update addressable. It was not the micro SD card. I used the included micro SD card. Also purchased a much faster read and write micro SD card, and the problem persisted. So, but when it works, it is, when the video is not stuttering, it is absolutely dead on. Absolutely the best image quality and image stability that I've seen from a drone to date. Jacob says, thank you for sharing my channel. No problem, man. I look forward to the Oahu drone video. That's a cool place, man. I go down to, the last time I was down there, I stayed at a hotel on Waikiki Beach right there beside Diamond Head. And I did those little, the outrigger canoes where you go out with the Hawaiians and they take you offshore, and you get, they're pretty much doing the work and paddling, but you catch a wave and you ride into the beach. That was really cool. Russ says, are you originally from the Bama area? Just wondering, because you talk a lot from Gulf Shores. I go to Gulf Shores quite a bit. It's Gulf Shores, Orange Beach. I like them a lot. Not too big of a fan of Destin, Florida, just because Destin's gotten really uppity and this, that, and the other. And, when I want to eat good seafood and I want to eat, fried crab claws, Apalachicola oysters on the half shell, of course, amberjack, grouper, red snapper. When I want to tear that kind of stuff up, man, there's no better place than Gulf Shores, Alabama, or Orange. I want to see something. If they want to be serious with this, they need a technology for the drone itself that's as good or better than DJI Lightbridge. Obviously, you got to fly line of sight to be safe and responsible, but, give us a complete package, because what they're doing is what I've been preaching that DJI should do with their DJI Phantom platform for a long time. So, hey, maybe it'll cause DJI to expedite their updates to the design, and maybe Phantom 5 will just knock it out of the water with all that and more. Who knows? Jimmy Buffett says, while Kara have developed a folding drone with its own 4K camera and folding props, also a controller that takes a smartphone, you come in and out ever often. Let me run into my data center here. I'll be right back in just a second. I'm going to check the network activity. I'll be right back. that out with the image when my Phantom 4 Pro comes in a few days and let you know if I have that problem. Again, intermittent video glitch if you're recording at 4K 60 with mine, and you can check out my multiple Phantom 4 Pro videos on my channel, but intermittently you will see a bit like that. It'll just kind of like pop back and forth, and it's very annoying. Let's see. Bill says, I lost the feed a couple times, came back and was behind, had to move the pointer to get him leaving. Yeah, again, I had some people in my studio that were streaming. They were streaming things on the internet, and that congested my network. So I went in there and straightened that out, and hopefully we're good. And something I want to do in the near future with this